Welcome to the Disc Golf Show. My name is Nick, and this is episode 7 of the 2026 season. As always, big shout out to our sponsors to get this going for us. Our local pro shop, Final Nine Sports. If you are in the area in Northern California, they have 2 locations, one in Rocklin and one in Orangevale. Always support local. However, if you are unable to do so or unable to find what you're looking for at your local pro shop, we have a remedy, and that is Disc Golf Deals USA. So if you go to discgolfdealsusa.com/discgolfshow, you get to save 10% off your entire order. Some exclusions do apply. Let's get into it, guys. As always, we like to start off with good news, and we've got a few great things to announce here. One being congratulations to Alexis Mandujano. She is now engaged to Nathaniel Corder. So shout out to them and their future wedding. And we have a couple new additions to the disc golf family. One being an announcement from Big Jerm and Jewels, so shout out to them. They are expecting, as well as a second addition to the Paju family. So Seppo Paju recently made a post stating that he's adding a second child to their family. So shout out to them, and we hope nothing but the best, smooth sailing for those families. On another note with Seppo, I know that there's a lot of suggestions going out there saying that they think people are thinking he's going to Discraft. We know he's leaving Prodigy, or he's left Prodigy, but where do you think he might be going? Let us know down below if it's something other than Discraft, because that's what people are saying. Shout out to, talking about Prodigy, we have a return to Prodigy, and that's Kevin Jones. So KJ USA has made his return back to Prodigy after his little jaunt over to Innova. First disc that they're going to be working with for him is the Feedback Fairway Driver. It's going to be released in the 400 Gold Glimmer. So big props to him. Connor O'Reilly has also been a new addition to Stokely discs. So now I believe there are 3 professional players that are on that, on Scott Stokely's manufacturer line of discs. Allie Smith recently made a post that she's stepping away from tour disc golf in 2026. Not competition altogether. She's going to be competing in local events and everything like that. But as for the tour, she needs some time away. She's not done with professional top tier play, but sounds like she just needs a reset away from all the pressure that she's been putting on herself. It's kind of, when you're at that level, you do tend to put a lot of pressure on yourself and your gameplay. So she's going to take a break, but hopefully we will see her back soon. Cole Redalen made a post stating he's moving on in the retail aspect from OTB Discs. So we will give you an update as to who he will be repping moving forward when he makes that announcement. If you haven't seen, Drew Gibson is planning on a full return for 2027 after his accident, his back, and injuries that he's had over the past couple of years. He seems to be in better form and better health. And yeah, if you haven't checked it out, there will be a link down below to his recent video discussing his return, his future return in 2027. There is also a tease about disc golf being in the Winter Olympics. Not quite. Basically, there's an athlete, a figure skater by the name of Trent Michaud, or Michaud. I'm going with Michaud. That he will be taking the ice in Milan, and he's a disc golfer. So, little by little, guys, you're starting to see these people, repping disc golf in their actual main sport that they play, which is all the better, announcement from the Toronto Open presented by Chainlink Disc Golf that they have a new partnership, and that being from Dylan Cease. So Dylan Cease is increasing his footprint in disc golf and his support. So big shout out to Dylan. He's moved on to Toronto Blue Jays, and they're talking about collabing on 2 new discs that'll be released. Well, 2, I'm thinking more stamps, but it's going to be a limited edition Discraft ESP Buzzz. And from what I saw, there's a couple different stamps for that disc. So again, big shout out to Dylan for investing in disc golf in more ways than one, along with Paul McBeth, obviously, and the courses that they've gone in on together. But yeah, shout out to Dylan. Discussing Paul McBeth, the Paul McBeth Foundation has recently announced their new project of 6.2 being in Jamaica. So in Mandeville, Jamaica. It's going to be installed at the Jamaican Deaf Village. So there will be 2 courses, an 18-hole course and a 9-hole course. So again, they're reaching out to different communities, and this being the Jamaican Deaf Village. So shout out to them. New global partnership also with ParkDly is what I'm going to, ParkDly, a Finnish app company for T signs, course maps, and more. So they're going to be working with a partnership with, again, ParkDly, Daily. I'm guessing that's what it is, for their T sign and course map needs. So, you know, more and more addition to the Paul McBeth umbrella, foundation umbrella. Kensington Metro Park is currently preparing for the 2026 PDGA Pro Worlds Championship. A couple things that they've announced and discussed is there will be a Friday night concert being held in addition to a drone show. So it's going to be more of like a festival style feel for this night. So I do like that these bigger events, of course this is a major, but even some of the other events, the Pro Tour events, are including more things outside of, I don't know, outside of disc golf specific items being held there. And it just makes it more of an overall encompassing festival feel and atmosphere. And I do know that a lot of these places are also including aspects to involve children. So, you know, play areas and such like that. So that way you aren't stuck at home, or if you do want to go and, you know, you want to take your kid with you, you can do so. So shout out to Kensington Metro Park for including those type of aspects at the event, upcoming 2026 PDGA Pro World Championships. Discmania has been confirmed as the presenting sponsor of the 2026 European Open, which isn't a surprise. They are a massive supporter in Europe, and they've been majorly involved with the European Open, but it's good to see that they're continuing that relationship. And as for the Disc Golf Pro Tour, they have had an announcement recently about the Q-Series events for the 2026 season. This is going to be their largest list of Q-Series events in North America. I'm going to run through these really quick for you. If there is one in your area, an event, go support it, go check it out. You get a little taste of that Disc Golf Pro Tour feel. So those being Blue Ridge Championship, Resistance Discs Open, Big Picture Classic, Santa Cruz Master Cup, which is one that I've attended in the past and competed in the AM division, which is in obviously Santa Cruz, California. 48th Annual Norman Pro-Am, the Capital of Texas Pro-Am. Some of these you'll also know as being events that were on the Pro Tour back in the day, but we'll get to those. The Star City Classic, Cosmic Open at Maple Hill, another Steve Dodge event, so you know that's going to be good. The Majestic, we've all heard of that. Brewster Ridge Open, we've heard of that. Chicken Coop Classic, the Challenge at Righty Creek, Oakland County Championship, British Columbia Open, Kanawha Valley Regional, Back in the Saddle 7, South Sound Classic. Another one that I've always wanted to compete in but haven't gotten the chance to is the San Francisco Safari. That's a long-standing event in the Bay Area. Music City Open, definitely heard of that one. Pennsylvania State Championship, Third Coast Championship, Maine State Championship, and the Big Rip Classic. So those are all the North American Q-Series events for 2026. Hopefully you can find one that's close to you and attend. That would be cool. Last bit of news really is related to UC Meresmaa. He kind of did an interview about his involvement in disc golf, how he's hit every bucket list item that he's wanted to since starting, since being deeply involved 25 plus years ago. And the last little bit of the clip says, are you done? And his response is, well, So what does that mean? We're going to hear more February 19th. So that is the date that he's going to release some more information about his relationship with disc golf and maybe involvement. Hopefully, well, we know it's going to be good news because he's been involved in so many big aspects in disc golf over the past couple decades. So it will be interesting to hear what that will be. Moving on to that ends the news, guys. But moving on to the disc golf question of the episode, it's kind of related to that. Is do you think there will be any other big news before the first DGPT event coming up in about 2 weeks? If so, what do you think it will be? Will it be a last minute sponsorship athlete change announcement? Will it be, do you think it's basically the two top things now after this is what's up with Seppo Paju and what's up with Jussi Meresmaa? I don't know. What do you think, guys? Anything else that you are looking forward or have heard little, notes out there, heard any rumors? Let us know down below, guys. Before we move on to gear and equipment, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, likes, notify, share, all the goods. But it does help. Thank you very much. Let's move on to the gear and equipment, brought to you by our sponsor, Disc Golf Deals USA. Again, the segment's brought to you by them. If you go to discgolfdealsusa.com/disc golf show, save that 10%, guys. It adds up. If you're looking for baskets, bags, carts, all the goods, when you add it all up, 10% can add up to a good chunk of money that you can save. Some exclusions do apply. All right, we only have one approved disc this last week, and that is by Yacune Discs, and it's the Freya, Freyja. You can see that link down below. Again, recent and upcoming releases, we do have an announcement from Prodiscus about the Project Mallet via their Patreon. They're going to include fans in the creation and production of it, so the link to their Patreon will also be down below. Discmania did tease their Premier Technology line again. A couple different items they have coming out is the Premier Q line DD3. I believe that's going to be available in about 2 weeks. And then they did tease the prototype Premier Q line DD1. For those who don't have the arm to throw the DD3, want a little bit more flex in their line, check that out. That is, it might be available tomorrow. You can check it out on their websites. Last but not least, in the product area is shoes. Guys, that is the most important part of your equipment. You use it on every single throw, and we love to support those companies that support disc golf. Those being Idiosyncrasy and Brawler shoes. So Idio Sports has the low top Syncrasy Evo 2 or V2 is their new version. And the Brawler, they just announced that they should be getting that shipment in within a couple weeks here. And they teased an announcement as well, which I'm super curious about because I love their shoes. I currently wear them. I have the low tops, I have the Syncrasies. Still kind of want, well, not kind of. I definitely want to get a pair of Brawlers because I do like the high top feel when I'm out there. And them being waterproof and lightweight, nothing but good stuff there. Outside of Idio Sports is Vessi Shoes. They sponsor several, as does Idio Sports, several professionals. And if between the two, it really depends on your personal taste in probably look of the shoe. But yeah, those are your options. Vessi Shoes and Idio Sports. Go check them out. Their links will be down below as well. We're up to some upcoming events here. It's getting closer and closer to the Disc Golf Pro Tour first events coming up February 27th to March 1st. And that being the 2026 Supreme Flight Open will be the kickoff event in Brooksville, Florida. Who do you think will get that first big win of the Pro Tour? Let us know down below. Disc South is coming up. So if you weren't able to, or if you want to also hit this expo, March 7th to 8th, Disc South, Marriott Dallas Allen Hotel Waters Creek Convention Center. That's a mouthful, in Allen, Texas. So go check that out if you are in that area, March 7th to 8th for Disc South. March 13th to 15th is The event that I'm really looking forward to seeing on the tour is the 2026 DGPT Big Easy Open in Jefferson Parish, Louisiana. Again, basically new venue. I want to see just how it's ran and how the pros like it, their opinions of it. But yeah, moving on, I do have a few local events that I want to shout out here. First being a local, if you don't have one in your area, which I'd be surprised because they're all across well, I don't know if they're across the globe, but they're definitely across the U.S., is the Ice Bowls. And our local one is the 2026 Rocklin Ice Bowl. So at Johnson Springview Park, if you are in the Sacramento area, Northern California, in Rocklin, California. So that is coming up this Saturday, so the 21st, February 21st. We have a local event coming up connected to the Sacramento Kings. So March 19th, next month, we have Disc Golf Night at Golden One Center. And that will be for the Kings versus 76ers game in Sacramento, California. So if you're in the area, you want to show some support there, we will add a link. I mean, I'll probably share a post with the link, direct link anyway, but via our socials. But yeah, go on to, if you like basketball, they're trying to involve the disc golf community and hopefully grow this moving forward year to year, making it bigger and bigger. You'll be able to shoot a free throw after the game and you get a free hat. So if you like basketball, there's some extra goodies in it for you. Last but not least, local event, March 29th. So end of next month, there's a fundraiser tournament. So if you're in the area or if you are a small disc golf business or know of somebody who likes to donate to fundraising events, it's called Little Oaks Fundraiser Tournament. It's held at Sacramento Adventist Academy, a private school here in Carmichael, California. They are connected to a company called Maranatha. So if you want to look them up, they do missions where they go out and build dental facilities, medical facilities, and they preach gospel. So if you are interested, always you can shoot me a message and I'll get back to you there. Moving on, guys, we got the mailbag. This is where we share some products and videos for you to check out. First thing being the product, and that is a cool little digital app that was just announced, shared. Currently, as far as I know, it's only on Apple devices at this moment. I'm guessing it'll probably make its way to Android devices, but this is an app called Disc Golf 2D. So it's a side-scrolling disc golf, simple little fun game. Go check it out if you do have Apple phone, iPhone, or any of the other Apple products. Go check it out. Video, I just want to share other podcasts. I like that, all these other podcasts are out there. Yeah, we've been around since 2013, but it's good to see and hear other people's opinions and points of view on things. And this one is connected to a company that's been around for a while, and that is Central Coast Disc Golf. We have Ian Anderson and Corey both putting on Coast to Coast Disc Golf podcast. So if you haven't heard them, they have 2 episodes out now, and yeah, they're going to be discussing what's happening with Central Coast and seeing as how he's moved on, or not moved on, kind of had to separate from the Pro Tour, and they're going to discuss topics in disc golf, probably stories that Ian and Corey have both had, kind of a fun style podcast, in the know type of a thing. And again, their link will be down below. Outside of that, guys, that's it for this show. That brings us to the outro. If you like to save some money, we have a few ways you can do so. If you're looking for a bag, you can go to Upper Park Disc Golf. They have bags, and you use code DiscGolfShow. You can save a little money there. Big shout out to our supporter, Disc Golf Deals USA. Again, if you go to discgolfdealsusa.com/discgolfshow, you can save 10% off of your entire purchase. Some exclusions do apply, though those are usually new MVP molds and new release type discs. But again, baskets, carts, all those big ticket items, go save that 10%. Last but not least, big shout out to Final 9 Sports, our local pro shop. Always go support local. If you are in the Northern California, Sacramento area, they have 2 locations, one in Rocklin and one in Orangevale. And that is it for me. If you do have any suggestions or inquiries or questions, things you want me to note on the next show, you can email me at discgolfshow@gmail.com, and I will throw those into the show notes for the upcoming episode. And always hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share, notifications, all the goods, whatever you can do, it always does help. And yeah, guys, I will see you next week.